Hello, it's Saturday the 4th of November and the latest Lotto draw was draw 2281 and the machine that was used was Lancelot and the set of balls was number 8. Now I'm going to show you a chart that summarises the entire draw history for all machines and all sets of balls, and I'm going to show you where the winning numbers were on this chart. Right, this is where they were, and I'm going to show you where all the numbers were. That's where the rest of the numbers were. So you can see 13, the one with the lowest frequency. We've got 21 there, 19 at the most overdue end, and there's 18. Now the machine that was used was Lancelot, so let's have a look at a chart for Lancelot. Okay, this summarises the full draw history, and on this chart you can see 19, fourth most overdue, and this is where all the winning numbers were. Now if we look at a chart for Lancelot and one of the numbers that came out, such as, let's look at 19. Now on this chart you can see 36 is most frequent with number 19 and machine Lancelot. So 19 and 36 were outstanding for that reason, and that's why they came out together. Now if we look at the chart for 36, see there's 19, same position on the chart as 36 was on the chart for 19, so they were mutually overdue for the frequencies together, because they're the most frequent together. And also you might notice 21, one of the most overdue to occur with 36 and machine Lancelot. Now if we look at a chart for some of the other numbers, such as 21, you can see there's 36 overdue with 21, and if we look at that's a chart for 14. This is where the winning numbers were on that chart. So that's 14, machine Lancelot. Okay, 13 and 18 very frequent together. Also you might notice 19 overdue to occur with 13. So the first time that 13 and 19 have ever come out together from machine Lancelot, so that was an overdue pair, so that pair was overdue basically. Similarly if we look at the chart for 19, see there's 13, first time it's ever occurred with 19 and the machine Lancelot. Now let's have a look at the set of balls that was used, which was set of balls number 8. You can see 13 overdue there, and let's see where the winning numbers were on that chart. This is with set of balls 8, this is chart for 19. Now what I find interesting also on this chart, this is a chart for 19, right? 21, 14, 36, same draw with 19. These four numbers have come out together before, and it was only 82 draws ago. Now that is very interesting because the average gap between occurrences of any 4 numbers, 30,342 draws. Okay, so that's how often a 4 number hot pick occurs. That's the chances of winning on a 4 number hot pick. The chances of 4 numbers in any draw matching 4 numbers in any other draw, 2,180 to 1. Now look at that number, 2,180, and look at the chart. Draw 2,198. Similar number. That means that the odds of this 4 number occurring again, I mean the difference is only 18 draws there. So after 18 draws the same 4 numbers have occurred again. But for 4 numbers to occur twice in that many draws is quite probable, which is why it has occurred. Now, let's have a look at a chart for 13, set of balls 8, 18 most overdue. That's where all the numbers were. Okay, 14. Chart for 14, set of balls 8, that's what that looks like. 18. See where the other numbers were. Okay, that's all the numbers on that chart. $19, which you've just seen. $21. Obviously, if we look at chart for 21, we're going to see 3 numbers on that line again. So 21 was one of the numbers, and the same with 36. Quite interesting how that's occurred, isn't it? So quite an outstanding result, really. Now let's narrow it down to just the current trend, which is Guinevere and Lancelot. Sets of balls 5, 6, 7 and 8. And recent history since the number of main numbers went up to 59 from 49. That's where the winning numbers were on this chart. And amazingly enough, 3 of the numbers occurred only 8 draws ago. So we've got 4 of them occurred in draw 2198, which would be somewhere around here. And then 3 of them occurred in draw 2272 as well, which was only 8 draws ago. So quite an interesting result. Interesting that those numbers have occurred again. Now if we look at a chart for Lancelot and set of balls 8, can't really see much on that chart, but anyway, this is where the numbers were. So possible reasons why those numbers came out. Well, I don't know exactly. But because they're sort of occurring together frequently, it seems that there's like some sort of resonance between these numbers that just seems to make them occur together. whereas individually, especially in the case of number 13 for example, not really all that outstanding. I mean 13, slowest number. Quite strange. But anyway, I'll show you what numbers I'm picking. I'm picking 23 because 23 is the most frequent number, it's the most overdue number, and you can't get any more overdue for its frequency than right in the corner of the chart at the most overdue and most frequent corner of the chart. So I'm going to pick 23, and when we look at the chart for 23, you can see number 2 is most frequent and number 40 is most overdue. When we look at a chart for 23 and 2 paired together, look where 40 is. Now if you remember when we looked at the chart for Lancelot 19, that's where 36 was, in this area. So now I've got 2 and 23, and that's where 40 is. So it looks like it's due to occur with 2 and 23. And if we swap any of these numbers, see 40 and 23, there's 2. If we look at 40 and 2, guess where 23 is. So that is a 3-number optic that's just waiting to be drawn. And so I've put my money on those 3 coming out. And also, you might notice, if we look at recent history, 23's there, 2's there, 2 of the most overdue numbers. The 2 most overdue, 23 and 2. So those 2 are definitely due to occur. However, recent trend, Guinevere and Lancelot, sets of balls 5, 6, 7 and 8. Let's narrow it down to those. To those 2 machines and 4 sets of balls, and see what the chart for that looks like. Now 28 is the most overdue. 2 still the second most overdue, then we've got 23, and these are all the numbers along this diagonal line. They're the most outstanding. Now if we look at a chart for 23, recent history, current trend, it's very small, can't see much. If we look at 28, can't see much, so let's go into full draw history. And now, same numbers again, same numbers on this line, on the outstanding line, this diagonal. This is where the numbers drop from this line. I'm looking at a chart for 28, current trend, full history. Look what we've got. These 2 are the most overdue at the moment. 28 most overdue for the current trend, and these numbers look like they're due to occur together. All of these numbers, if we look at any one of these numbers, see chart for 16, 2, 28, and where's 23? Oh look, there's 40, overdue with 16 as well. Oh, there's 23. Now if we look at 2, look what numbers are occurring again in the same areas. 28's there, 16 there, and let's look at the chart for 23. There's 28, oh, 16, and 2's there. Let's look at the chart for 28 again. See, those are the numbers that are due to occur with 28. Let's look at 40. Look, 16 there, 28 there, these numbers seem to be due to occur together, and that's going on the current trend as well. So 16, 23, 2, 40's there, and 28 somewhere. Those are the numbers that I'm putting my money on. Now, if we look at these numbers, so we've got most frequent, most overdue, and the idea is that because there's 10 numbers here and 49 numbers here, that means the chances are most likely you'll get 5 from here and 1 from here when 6 numbers come out. So the 5 that I'm picking from here, 2, 23, 28, 40 and 16 from here, and then from these numbers I'll show you which one I'm picking. They've only been in since recent yesterday. Now 58 most frequent, you can see that one's outstanding, but you can't really see much on these charts. See 54 overdue for its frequency with 23, and you can't see it. Oh, it's overdue with 28. It's not there on, so it's occurred once with 2. Look at 16, overdue with 16. Looking at 40, overdue with that. So anyway, I'm picking 54 because if we just look at recent history and all machines and all sets of balls, 54 is the most frequent, not 58, 54. That's why. 54 with 2 up. 54, maybe not with 16. Let's have a look at 23. See, 54 and 23. 54 and 28. I don't know. But anyway, those are the numbers I'm picking. So I've put a ridiculous amount of money on the Lotto because out of, forget that one, out of these 5 numbers I've put every possible combination of 3, every possible combination of 4. I've also put 23 and 28 on 17 lines, so if those 2 come out I win £1,000. And I've put these 3 on 5 lines, so if those 3 come out I win £4,000. So I hope they come out in this draw. If not, I'll just put them on again, and I'll keep putting them on until they come out. So that concludes this video. Subscribe for the next one, and bye for now.